Oh, all right. My name is Vita Sadanandan, and today is 15th of March 2026, and the time is 6:35 a.m. And the area of body we will be maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the region of the thyroid, or the band of tissue above our neck. That is the band of tissue that's our neck that includes the thyroid glands. Now, I've divided the neck into four parts, and thyroid, the thyroid band, is the third part. So, in maintaining health of this region, by the Nirbeeja Yoga style, it involves at least sitting in a comfortable position on a chair, because I recommend sitting down because lying down could have you go off to sleep if you're not used to comfort. For a lot of people, their bodies are used to comfort when they sleep or when they lie down. And when their body experiences any kind of comfort, they go off to sleep. Yeah. So I recommend sitting down with a back to lean with chair that has a back on which you can lean your back. So your muscles can relax just enough, but not too much that you go to sleep. But even if you're comfortable, you are in a sitting posture and less likely to go off to sleep. Okay, because this is an awareness exercise part. We are not going to any intensives, but this is warming up to the basics of Nirbeeja Yoga. Now, in the sitting posture, I invite you to bring your attention to your neck and notice how is the region of your neck, particularly in the morning times when there is a lot of health maintenance practices, meditations, yoga, raise your vibration practices, prayers. Our physiology behaves differently in different parts of the globe. So, what you are likely to notice about your neck in the morning is likely to be different than when you notice it in the evening, because the activities happening around the globe, in different parts of the globe, is different in the evening versus the morning. So, appreciating your physiology in the morning, especially your neck, would be of interest. And we are working on the thyroid band. Yeah. Band of the neck band that includes the thyroid glands. Now, in bringing attention to your neck, pay attention to the front of your neck. Okay. So if you're going to be doing this exercise tomorrow, it would be a different experience. Same time, morning. If you're going to be doing this in about the neck, your experience would be different, because the combination of activities tomorrow would be different than the combination of activities today. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, every day is different, every moment's different, because you are a different person and the date changes. Similarly, your thyroid gland processes information differently, different times of the day, different days, because there's something called as a circadian rhythms. Just like the date changes and the month. So you have the same date, but the next month, the date is different for that month. Yeah. Also, the position of the sun, different planets, stars, moon, your family members around you, what activities they are doing during the day, um, what activities you are doing during the day. Do you have the same thing on your calendar every day? Now, these are all metabolic effects. Your metabolism functions differently depending on the food you ate last evening or before you started this meditation, for example. Meditation. Man. All right. I just came out of a group who are talking about a form of meditation, so I'm kind of stuck with that word here. But let's just say awareness. Okay. Before you started this live or this practice, what you ate, what activities you were doing, what dreams you had in the night, yeah, they also have an effect on your physiology. And your physiology, the metabolic effects on your physiology, is also guided by your thyroid glands, which is the metabolism improving gland too. So, what you notice about the thyroid band of your neck at different times of the day, different days of the month, also of the week, and in different locations. You're sitting in one room, you go to another room, your experience would be different. Yeah? Okay. So, having brought to attention those variables, yeah, paying attention to your neck in terms of any sense of coolness. Okay, let's just say moisture or warmth or softness is more likely to help bring some relief about your neck. Okay, because like I said, in the morning times, lots of activities are happening, and your physiology could be affected by the activity set of activities happening at this time of the day on this day. So, bringing attention to any sense of moisture, warmth, softness will help bring some relief to how your neck is processing information. Okay? Your thyroid glands help in metabolism. So, metabolizing information, which is also between the valley between, the neck is like a valley between head and the rest of your body, head and shoulders, let's just say. Yeah? So, the amount of information processed by your neck would be better appreciated if you can notice in terms of moisture, softness, warmth. Now, I've repeated this many times with a reason, because these set of words, moisture, softness, warmth, is included in different sets of sentences, different groups of sentences. So it's not the same information. The context has changed. The texture is different. Your body, your ears are processing information while I'm speaking. So the sentences, what has been processed, yeah, also is part of metabolism. Your body metabolizes information, bits of information. So they could be pleasant, they could be unpleasant. There are bits of information, there are sounds. And your physiology, your internal experience of life in this moment is also affected by what you hear at a point in time. The experience is in the present moment. And the present moment could have different experiences at different times of the day. Okay? So continue to bring attention to your neck in terms of warmth, softness, moisture. Okay? But about the neck, you're more likely to notice coolness when you pay attention to any sense of movement inside your neck. I say that, okay, let's just say pay attention to any sense of movement of breath inside your neck. Because your neck is a connector between nose and lungs. So there is movement of air through your windpipe at least. Trachea. Okay, it's called the trachea. Or rather, the windpipe. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to mix the common man terms, so to speak, and kind of medical words. Yeah. Now, continue to pay attention to any sense of coolness in your neck, because that would be some aspects of breath moving through your neck. Can't exactly say, there could be many other reasons, but that might be a new experience. Observing coolness in your neck may be a new experience. It's a biological experience, but along with that, if you can notice any sense of softness around your neck or about your neck, around that coolness, you're likely to have a pleasanter experience. Okay? And then try and pay attention to any sense of ease in the tissues of your neck. Any sense of ease in the tissues of your neck. So it could be the front, it could be the sides, it could be the back. So consider your neck to be like one chock-a-block muscle, yeah, with lots of muscles around there, lots of tissues. But if you can notice any sense of ease about different areas of your neck, you are likely to have a pleasanter experience between your head and shoulders. Because the neck is the bottleneck of your body. Yeah. When the bottleneck is not at ease, your head and your shoulders, or the rest of your body, is subconsciously, unconsciously experiencing a difficulty that you can't even speak about because your voice box is in your neck. Yeah. And what your voice box experiences is also communicated to your head. And you would have tension in your head, but you don't know where the tension is coming from. Okay, let me tell you. If you're having a difficulty voicing out or identifying what's your concern is, that's because it's in your neck, and your neck is speaking, your voice box is communicating with your head. And your head may be experiencing difficulties, and you don't know where the difficulty is coming from because you may not be aware of your neck. Okay, so that's a subconscious, unconscious thing. A lot of people are not aware of the highway of their body. The neck processes the 12 cranial nerves from the head to the rest of the body, moves to the neck, which is a highway. Yeah. So it's like high tension lines. And you may not be aware of this. Yeah. So, very important area. So, gently bring your attention to any sense of softness about the neck. Yeah. It could be about the shoulders also, because the neck is very deceptively narrow. Evolutionarily, it is between the head and shoulder. And the shoulder, this neck muscle didn't become narrow overnight. Yeah. For a dinosaur, it was different. For a bat, different. So, where did the neck form from? Is a long story. Yeah, how did it become narrow? It's a long story. So, if you're experiencing tension in your shoulders when you're paying attention to your neck, there would be a reason because they are related evolutionarily. Yeah, and also your head tends to get a little more easy when your neck is easy. Okay, now I repeated that in many ways, but try and bring your attention to just the skin of your neck. You're not doing thyroid here, but the thyroid is a metabolism processing gland too. So when your neck is more at ease, your thyroid is already functioning at levels of ease. So just pay attention to your skin of your neck and pay attention to any sense of air touching your neck or the skin of your neck. If you have the fan on, if you don't have the fan on, the windows of your room are open or not, there is some air in the room. And can you feel the air on your skin of the neck? So, do you notice that sensation of air in the front, in the sides, in the back? And how does the air feel in different tensions of the tissues? Now, the back muscles, the back of the neck, may be tensing along, well, the upper part of the body, which has more tense muscles, like bat wings, or if you had wings on the back of your body, how would those muscles tense? And so consequently, how is your neck muscles tensing? So when air is touching those muscles, how the air feels on the back of the neck would be different from how the air feels in the front of the neck. Because there are no wing muscles, so to speak, in the front of the neck. And the thyroid processes information, metabolism concerns, yeah, relays metabolic concerns between head and the rest of the body. So the ease experienced by the neck would be better when you're paying attention in terms of air touching the skin of your neck while you're paying attention to softness of the tissues, while you're paying attention to ease in how your neck muscles are. Now, I mentioned three things: air touching your neck, softness of the muscles of your neck, and any sense of ease about how your muscles are. So that's like three levels of attention. Yeah. This is also a way by which to have your multiple attention challenges all around just one part of the body or from one part of the body. So you're kind of like centralizing your attention. That's a bit like central AC or central attention. Yeah. So from here, what you pay attention to your life also maintained by the departments of your neck. You consider your neck to be a department in an organized, excuse me, department in an organization where the department needs to do a lot of work. When you're paying attention to what the department is doing or how the department is functioning, all those areas of life maintained by this department begins to start functioning better. Like magic. This is magic of no magic, but it takes some work. Instead of paying attention to so many things, you're having one set of attentions on your body and another set of attentions in the areas of your life. So it's like a compass or a divider, divided attention. Yeah. So you're anchoring one set of attention on your body, on your neck, and another set of attentions around. So you're mindful of outside as well as inside. Yeah. That makes life simpler if you would try and notice this. Yeah. So it makes life simpler in the sense that life may already be complex, but that complex gets better managed or better simple. I mean, you may be living a simple life, or you may not be taking in too much information because you can only handle so much at a time. But that so much gets better handled. So then you have space for, well, you're at least aware of what you have space for. Do you have space? And awareness is key to what you can better. When you're not aware, you don't know there are options. Okay? When you're aware of how are the muscles in your neck and how is the tissue in front of your neck, which is about your thyroid, the thickness of your neck may seem less. When you're paying attention in terms of softness, warmth, okay, let's just say softness, um, coolness, or the movement of air in your neck, or about the skin of your neck, and any sense of ease in your neck. Your tissues are less likely to be tense, and which is good for metabolism. Your neck is a highway of 12 cranial nerves. Yeah, at least 10, but okay. Because there are cranial nerves. Okay, so cranial nerves have their movement in their neck. Yeah, so I may be wrong about the number, but that's a highway. At least 10 is there. Yeah, through your neck. All right. If all of this talk, all of this, you listening to all of this, has in some way had you sitting up a little more straighter on your chair, that is because your cranial nerves have had some more ease. Instead of lean forward, they've had a lean sit upright. Human beings are designed to sit upright, move upright and be upright people. Yeah. So some of the tensions come from the cranial nerves, the high tension nerves being tense because the neck is tense. Okay. So you tend to lean forward to support your body or you lean back because of the weight of how your body needs to process information. Relax your neck and it becomes easier for you to just sit without having to lean forward or back. Yeah, more centralized. Or at least at ease. When you're at ease, you are less likely to want to take support because you can support yourself. And then chances are you can support others while you take others' support, but not in a dependent manner, in an interdependent manner, where you can support them and they can support you too. but not to excess, where you're dependent on them. Yeah. Taking support and being dependent on somebody are two different things. And that may be some of the reasons why your body has muscle tensions, or you have good space, good metabolism, bad metabolism, and several lifestyle diseases. Okay. Now, try if you can to um, download some light music, yeah, in a karaoke app, for example, or sing on it. Yeah, I recommend that because then you can record something that you sang, and then you can look back at what you sang when you began taking care of yourself. And music is a little bit light fun. When you can introduce that light amount of fun in your health maintenance practice, you will be able to track back over time on where you were and where are you over time, on how light you are, how happier you are, or having more health, and you can track it on that on a karaoke app. So that would be something. Yeah. Otherwise, you can write a journal. That also is an additional benefit, which you can flip the pages off and then you can read through. Karaoke app can record your sound. A written journal can't record your sound. Yeah. So, um, and there is an additional benefit in a karaoke app in that you would be singing it and somebody other than you would be listening. That might scare you, but your public speaking ability, your ability to speak your thoughts, not just to your family, to friends, people around you who need to listen, or at least you need to practice speaking. So somebody other than you, or people who need to listen to you, begin to start listening, or you begin to start speaking to people who you may need to want to speak to, but your voice needs to come out. And on a karaoke app, there's this opportunity for speaking it. Don't know who's going to listen, but then you are speaking. And that's the beginning to having your message be delivered, one way or the other. Yeah. And also write that journal, because writing is moves a different set of muscles, a different set of processes in your brain that has additional benefits. Yeah. Um, so on that note, if you're doing this, your metabolism would already be better in ways that I can't say, or maybe there needs to be studies to track how your metabolism varies when you're having different kinds of activities and you're having fun in those activities. Maybe there needs to be some studies about it, but why wait for those studies when you can already have the benefit of good health? Yeah. Try these activities. Your thyroid is likely to be functioning better because you're having fun. You're also metabolizing better because your body posture is better. Your heart would be going through less tension because of how your muscles are constantly maintained. Because the cranial nerves are more at ease because your neck is at ease. Yeah, multiple benefits there. So enjoy the benefits and do let me know what you think, because I'd love to hear what you think, and what I could do better so you could have better. Yeah. I also invite you to consider clicking on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com, LEARN dot DYNAMICSTILLNESSES.com. And that's where I'm developing courses. I'm developing a community. I'm working towards having people come there, because there are many discussions and many things possible when people are in one place, one platform where we can discuss one common thing or a few common things. Yeah. And I'm speaking of a different method of maintaining health. So do consider joining a group. Yeah. And do say hi. Um, All right. On that note, find your voice. Have a voice in this community at least. Yeah. And whether or not you get a response back, you speaking is what makes a difference for you. So consider voicing it. Yeah. Um, relatively unknown, but you having a voice, you never know how you help shape the world into a better place. Yeah, by just taking the time to voice out or write and let your presence know who you are, what you do, or just that you're there because the world may be waiting for some sense of indication that you're there. Yeah. And yeah, all right, the world would be a better place to live in once we hear from you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.